There is a show I do on radio called For the Sisters. This is a show where, women, we gather and just like talk about what is happening in the women's department. And we have a segment called Gist Segment. Because we have entered the month of February, it's all about Valentine and love. So apparently this girl has a boyfriend who lost his mother 3 years ago on Valentine's Day. And every Valentine Day since the 3 years the mother left, he's always mourning, always posting on his status about his mom. He's still in the grieving process. And after, that week of Valentine, he comes back up, he's bright, he's happy, and everything is moving all right. But that week of Valentine, he's always in a downcast mode. And his girlfriend is very worried because, while everybody is, going to the restaurant to, celebrate Valentine, other girls on social media posting flowers that their boyfriend gave them. People are hanging out, people are getting gifts. Her own boyfriend is mourning the most important woman in his life. And, she's really sad about it. She doesn't know what to do. She's really disappointed that she can't get all of that on Valentine's Day. And she's, seeking for help. What should I do? The fact that was even a worry that she had was amazing to me. And I actually do not think she should be judged. I don't think the girl should be judged. I don't think the guy should be judged. But, I actually expect the girl to know better. But her feelings are valid and her needs are very much valid. And here's what I think. When it comes to Valentine's Day, Christmas, Easter, New Year, holidays, we celebrate it in a very systematic way. Systematic way in that the way the world is celebrating it, that's how we think that everybody should celebrate it. You know how it's if you don't eat rice on a Sunday, it seems something bad has happened. But Sunday is just another day in the week. Why did it become mandatory to eat rice on Sunday? Why do we prepare for Sunday food? Why don't we prepare for, other weeks in the day, the food for other weeks in the day? Why is Sunday food? Why does it have to be special? Why does Sunday food have to be special? And why must it be rice? There is a very systematic and constructed way we celebrate Valentine or any holiday. And it feels like if you're not following it, you become an anomaly or a weirdo. The first thing I would say is this man lost his mother. And as an adult who still has her parents, but still... And I'm far away. I live far away from my parents. And that distance from my parents is a gap that I yearn to feel every day. It's a gap that I just wish that there was something I could do, that I didn't live far away from my parents. I could see my mom every day. I could see my dad every day. And, I'm growing up and everything. And my parents are getting older. I just wish I could be around them more. I just, touch them, laugh with them, make memories with them. I mean, growing up when we were younger, we didn't like our moms. We didn't like our parents because why are you up in my business? When you become an adult, you're like, I need my mommy because they're the ones that are grounding you. And, now as an adult, you're seeing most of the things they warned you about and most of the things they were trying to shield you from. So I get it. I get why this guy, not because of death or anything or loss, but because of how you could not be with a parent and feel like your whole world is torn. And even more so, knowing that you would never see them again. It's been 3 years he lost his mom. The guy should be allowed to grieve. He should be allowed to grieve. It's unfortunate that the loss happened around, around the Valentine's Day. And that's where, this is where the cliche advice or the cliche thing will come to, or every day should be Valentine. You shouldn't wait for a particular day to celebrate love. I agree with that. Express love any day of the year or any week of the year. Choose your week and celebrate love. I was reading this book by Bolu Babalola called Sweet Heat, and the main character in the book, Kiki, detested Valentine's Day because she felt like it was a day, a very capitalist day, a day that was made to, take money from people's pockets, because she had the idea that you could celebrate love any time of the year. And it takes me back to what I was saying before about following a certain standard that society has set. What that girl could do is realize where the man is at. I know a lot of people don't want to be understanding girlfriends, understanding boyfriend, but believe you me, there's not how you will be in a relationship with somebody and not be an understanding girlfriend or an understanding boyfriend. What now differentiates understanding is whether your understanding is tilting to foolishness or whether it's tilting to wisdom. And wisdom, how then they talk am? Wisdom is profitable for the wise. Insert the Bible verse. No relationship works without understanding. It's not even only romantic, even a working situation. You need to consider and understand the other person, where they are coming from. So the girl needs to understand that this man that I claim to love so much just lost his mom, or lost his mom on this day, and he's still getting over it slowly. And unfortunately, it happens to be on a Valentine's Day. Understand that and build Valentine's Day around that. Because the thing that happens is that whenever we are taking advice from people or we are consuming other people's lives on social media, we take their lives without understanding that our lives are totally different from the other people's lives we are consuming. And that person might be posting about Valentine's Day, about how the boyfriend flew her out to Barbados. I don't even know why I said Barbados, but the Maldives, bought her a lot of things, or they're spending time together at the Maldives and they're having fun. That is because that thing works for them. That dynamic works for them. Do you know the difference between you and that person? Let's say, even if that your boyfriend has the money to take you to Barbados or Maldives, there is still a difference. And what is that difference? The man just lost somebody. The man is grieving. And that's the difference between you and the person you are consuming their lives, or the person that is giving you advice. So whenever people are saying things on social media or are living their lives on social media, you need to be wise enough to realize that there are some parameters that this person has that is totally different from mine. So I'm going to pick what I think can work around my life situation and move. So you don't expect Valentine's Day, as the world celebrates it, from you and your boyfriend, because the situation with you and your boyfriend is different. This thing I'm saying transcends Valentine's Day, or this thing I'm saying. So people will say, which example will I give now? Okay, it's just like me now. I fall into the trap, forgive me, but I'll be like, just walk into any radio station and seek for a job. But what I failed to tell you is that the first radio station I walked into, or let me not say the first, the radio station that I finally got to volunteering when I left university was very close to my house. So even if I was rejected, I would have just walked back into my house and everything would be okay. What if the person taking my advice doesn't have any radio station close to them? They have to travel miles to get to a radio station. Does it mean that they are failures, or does it mean that, they can't find something that could work for them? And they don't have this context, so they then compare themselves to me. That, Chinwendu just woke up one morning and went to this radio station and got the job. Yeah, I got the job for Audacity, but yet again, I was very close to the radio station. If the radio station was miles away from home, I don't think I would have walked in there easily. I would have thought of saving up, where would I sleep, and all of that. So you have to like understand what your life situation is at that moment. Take that advice and apply it to your own situation. That's why context is really important. So if I was that girl in that situation, you realize that your context is totally different from the people you're looking at on social media, one. And the boyfriend also needs to be open to, like, I'm grieving my mom, but I want to let my girlfriend into this whole grieving process. Because shutting her out completely, I would not like that. I, Chinwendu, would not like that if my boyfriend shuts me out from, walking through that phase with him. I would not like that. So I pray that the boyfriend is also open to allowing her come in. And it doesn't even have to be like going to a restaurant or traveling anywhere. It could just be cooking together at home. Make your own Valentine. Create your own cool. Yes, it doesn't need to go on social media. It doesn't need to be postable. It doesn't need to be like romantic, like how, romance is being defined. You define what is romantic to you. It could be honoring your boyfriend's mother by preparing her, whatever favorite food she loved to prepare with your boyfriend. Creating a safe space for your boyfriend to reminisce on his mother. Watching, videos of her together, talking about her, praying for her soul. That moment can be reclaimed if she decides that Valentine doesn't have to be what the world has said it should be, which is going on dinner dates, buying flowers. She can make her own Valentine. She can make her own cool. That is Valentine. That is Valentine based on her life. Because that's the life she has now. That is romantic. Except you don't love the person. Period. I said it. If you love this person, you treat it as an honor that you get to experience that aspect. And that is the part that builds intimacy. Remember when I said, like, if my boyfriend closes me off from, seeing that part of him, I'll feel shut out. I feel like, because that's the, but in the good, but in the bad times, especially in the bad times, that is the part that builds closeness. That's the part that builds connection. Because now I've seen you, not only when you are happy, but when you were down. So the girl is looking for like, favors. Oh, he doesn't buy me gifts on that day. He doesn't post me on that day. That it is, your life is deeper than that too. Your life is deeper than that. What is happening around you is way more serious than that. The gift you can give to that man is creating a space for him to be. And this is not even about being like a noble woman or whatever. It's just humanity. It's humanity. Because when the tables are flipped, I hope my boyfriend will do the same thing for me. I hope my boyfriend will understand that I'm mourning. Something is happening right now. They're considerate of that. And they build life or a space that is comfortable for me to exist in while still validating what I'm going through. If that makes sense. So, why it's not like the thing that the woman should. I hope that at some point in this like thing I'm saying, you didn't think, or is it just the woman? Because it's beyond gender. It's about humanity. It's about people. I hate that when we're having conversations now in this modern times, it's about like, oh, the woman, there's the man. It's just like, it's beyond the parameters, the factors, the gender. It's about like a human being with emotions, with feelings, with ideas that needs a room to breathe. And as a person that claims to love that person, it is your duty, it is your responsibility to create a home for that person, to create a space for that person, to just like unburden slowly. That's what I think though. If you didn't get anything from me, what I'm just saying is, I think I took a screenshot of something. Wait, I'm going to read it. I posted it at some point. And even before like I said this stuff on air, when I saw the screenshot, I was like, yeah, that's what I was talking about. So believe in your own social capital enough that you don't have to chase what is cool. Everything you do is cool because you did it. So believe in the love you have for the person, to realize that whatever you do with the motive that you want to make this person feel seen, feel heard, is your expression of love. Be it on Valentine's Day, be it not on Valentine's Day. Understand that this person just lost something and they might not be showing up for you like how you want them to, or how the world have said they should show up for you. And that's when it should dawn on you that your situation is totally different from what the world have said it to be. Because the world, while they were talking about Valentine's Day, they didn't factor in people that just lost something, lost a job, lost a parent, lost a sibling. How do they celebrate Valentine's Day? They made Valentine's Day for the perfect situation. Your situation is not perfect. So with the imperfection of your situation, you can borrow ideas from what the world has said Valentine's Day should to be. Take that and merge it with your imperfection. Do not bring the whole thing that the world has told you to be, to bring it into your imperfection without even considering your imperfection. It is bound to crash. So bring it, factor in, consider. In fact, your imperfection should be the center of it all, because that is what makes it whole. Bring it and merge it. And I promise you, it will be the coolest thing ever. It will be the best Valentine's Day ever. Because you're not performing. You're not acting a script. You're living your life. Right? I'm rooting for you, okay? And may we all make the best decisions when it's needed. May God continue to give us wisdom to do the right things. Amen.